Good afternoon, everyone. I wanted to talk to you about a new instructional strategy that I came across. Now, I am definitely a firm believer that there is no one curriculum out there that does it all for us, and that we need to gather from all different resources. And what is most important, I have found, is our instructional practice and strategies in the classroom. And the more I am reading, the more I also see how important it is and how imperative it is that we are purposeful with our instructional time, which means we are planning out the day and we are teaching from the beginning right to the end of the school day. It is so very important with all the research that I read. In fact, Ms. Brown sent me something yesterday that stresses the same. I did come across, this is a 3-2-1 bridge protocol. And of course, you're not going to use this every time, but it gives you an idea of different strategy that you could do in your classroom if you are trying to get students really engaged with the topic. The key is, though, once again, you have to plan this purposefully. It needs to be a topic that they do have a little bit of background on. So initially they need to think of 3 words, 2 questions, and 1 simile on the topic. And then after you present them with the information, what would be 3 words, 2 questions, and 1 simile that they have after learning the information? And then with their partner, they can talk about the bridge. How did the new responses connect or shift from the initial response? For example, if you were introducing a new book study on a topic, whether it be nonfiction or fiction, you could even have students talk about initially what are some three things that come to mind when you think about even the title of this book or the subject matter of this book. What are some questions that you might have, and what does this book remind you of, or what does this topic remind you of? And then when you're done either reading the book or the chapter, you come up with some new words to describe it, some new questions that you might have, and another simile. Wow, you know, it may be that you thought it was similar to something, that it was like something at the beginning, but then at the end you notice it was like something different. And how that really connects. It deepens the thinking for our students, and it makes it more personal to them as they go through their learning process. Like I said, you can't use this every time, but I think it's really important to have a bank of strategies to go to. And I also think it's important to try them out, not only for yourself as a learning and teaching tool, but for the students as a learning process as well. It's important to get their minds thinking in all different ways. And usually when you introduce these strategies, you end up learning something yourself that you didn't realize either from your students or from yourself. Thanks everyone, and have a great afternoon.